Trying to laugh. Yep. I scat you not. We are playing SCAT, Special Cybernetic Attack Team for the NES. So this very unfortunately titled game was produced by Natsume in 1991. It came after Shadow of the Ninja. And much like Shadow of the Ninja, you have a male and a female choice of characters. This had a couple of different names. In Japan, it was known as Final Mission. In Europe and Australia, it was called Action in New York. And both of those names are much better than SCAT. I have a feeling that, I don't know if SCAT was actually a term for what we're thinking of back in 1991 or the late 1980s. But, yeah, there you have it. And let me give you the plot real quick. In 2029, an army of alien invaders led by Vile Malmort has planted an astrotube connecting the ruins of New York City with their space station. A team of part human, part machine soldiers known as the Special Cybernetic Attack Team, or SCAT, has been assembled in order to combat the invasion. Now, tell you something else interesting about this as we go in here. Now, looks familiar, doesn't he? She looks kind of familiar, doesn't she? Yeah, the characters, no lie, are named Arnold and Sigourney, aka Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sigourney Weaver. Now, in the European version, that was Action of New York. It's identical to the American version, but they changed the names of the characters to Silverman and Sparks. But they kept these exact licenses in. And the other interesting thing in the European version, the group, instead of being named SCAT, is named SAT, Special Attack Team. Yeah, SAT. The Joker from Ace of Base. Anyway, the Japan version changes a whole lot of stuff. Both of the soldiers are male and just color swapped. And it's much more difficult, as most things in Japan was. And so, anyway, for my purposes, as I like to do, I'm going to be playing the female character, Sigourney. So, everybody get out your number 2 pencils. It's time to take our SATs.
You must destroy them. The Earth is counting on you. Good luck.
Yes, the Earth. The EDRTH is counting on me. Okay, so the main mechanic of SCAT here... SCAT? Well, it is SCAT, so... I just should try not to snicker when I say that. It involves the satellites that are rotating around you. Now, you can let them free rotate, and they will just randomly fire at whatever direction they're going. Or you can lock them in position and let them take shots in whatever direction they're currently facing. As for you, you can only turn right or left and fire your main weapon. So you have to rely on the satellites a lot. Now the shots are always going to be a little bit weaker than whatever your main weapon is, but not so much that they become completely useless. And you have 3 possible weapons you can choose from in addition to your original weak-ass shot, which you see you still have there even if you have a powered-up shot. The one I'm using right now is Wave, which in my opinion is the best of them. Took a shot there. Because you get a little bit wider spread that will cover the difference between your shot and the 2 satellites. The one I had before was Laser, which is a long straight beam, does repeated damage to enemies, but doesn't track with you or anything like that, so you have to deal with a narrow field of fire. And the third is the bomb, which I'll show off as soon as I get a bee in front of me. I really do like the music in here, too. Okay, that's the laser again. I'll show it off in case people missed it. Okay, that would have been the bomb. Oh well. And you gotta be careful about getting stuck on the screen scroll. So those things will hop at you as soon as you pass them. That R is a recovery. It gives you life back, which is very important. And you're only ever going to find it right before you get to the boss. Which we have here. If there are names for these bosses, I do not know them. I have not been able to find them. Okay, so this is going to be a bit tricky because of the weapon that I'm sporting currently. So, job number one is just be down here. And this is another case where you're going to want to let the satellites do the work. It is kind of hard to aim them, though. There we go. And no, that isn't right. Damn it. Yeah, this is not going anywhere near as smoothly as it should. Normally, if I have the wave beam, I never get hit by those ball things. And as you see, if you let them go too long, they'll split into multiple shots. I apologize for the flashing lights, also. Oh, I shouldn't have gotten hit by that. That's just stupid. God damn it, I'm getting trounced. No, I will not allow it. I will not allow it. So you get rid of the turrets before they can do anything. And just dodge kind of around the bowling balls of death. This is why I generally prefer the wave beam. The laser, it looks deceptively powerful. It really isn't. I think the only advantage the laser has, I believe it can penetrate through some walls. I'll have to double check that. But that's the first boss down. There are names to these levels I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, by the way, that sound familiar? Yeah, they took a lot of Konami sounds for this. And laser is not going through the wall, so not really. Oh, you'll also notice something about SCAT. You do not get your health back between rounds. Which is really just a big old fuck you. Yeah, this is a really cool concept shooter with a lot of great music and such. Wave beam, thank you. But, as you can see, much more power to that. But unfortunately, it is really, really hard. So, a lot of people don't remember it fondly between the unfortunate name and the unfortunate difficulty. Well, the sad thing is, I'm guessing it's that way in Japan, and in Japan they don't care because they figure they're good enough to handle it, and for the most part they are. But it is kind of a screw you in the first place to America to dumb down the difficulty, but then to also lower everything else. That is the bomb, which will explode when it hits a object and linger for a bit. Only problem is, until it gets done exploding, you can't fire another one. So please, please, please give me wave back as soon as possible now that I've demoed that. The S, by the way, was speed up. Just lets you maneuver faster. Other than that, there aren't any other power-ups to behold. The satellites don't get special power-ups or anything like that. But on the upside, nothing that can ever happen to you will destroy the satellites either. Yep. Gimme. So, this boss, there's not really too much pattern to where he comes out, and as you can see, he fires missiles at you. Most of his body isn't vulnerable, only the head is. So what I kind of like to do is just let the satellites have free reign here and maneuver and focus myself on maneuvering around them. Usually better than this. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but he does fire homing missiles there. That was stupid. I just kind of ran right into him and looked like I liked it. Yeah, but this thing will just kind of smash right into you and not really care. So your job is to make sure that it regrets doing that, and it can't do it in the first place. And there we go. Yeah, let's see, somewhere I have the levels. Yeah, the first one was New York City Ruins. That was Subterranean Realm. We are going into the Astro Tube now. Oh, speaking of when I mentioned earlier about the instruction manual for Burai Fighter, this is another interesting instruction manual to see, if only for the fact that the characters depicted on the front of the manual, and elevator segment. Gotta love it. Great music, huh? But yeah, the characters on the front of the manual look absolutely nothing like the character portraits. I'm just gonna shove these things aside in order to get around them. Oh, that's something else to note, by the way. The bonuses will disappear off the screen in whatever direction the screen is scrolling. But yeah, the on the front manual for this, the male character looks like a looks like Tom Selleck trying to cork out a really hard shit. And, or trying to scat if you want to. And the woman kind of looks like Samus Aran outside of her suit. So, I encourage you to take a look at those and compare. Oh, I do remember one enemy name, by the way. The thing that was four-sided, that was chasing us around, is called a quad killer. Not even the quads are safe. And this is a good time to let the satellites roam as they may, because you can use them to get rid of those enemies that surround you. I want to switch back around this time. I don't want bombs! Oh, you're kidding me? Yes, you can get damaged by the weapon pods. I didn't know that. So, anybody getting elevator sick yet? No, this is my stop. Excuse me. Can I get off, please? This is my stop. It's like we're going up the Space Needle or something. Oh, Samus just freelancing for, SCAT. Well, I guess Metroid hunting doesn't pay the bills all the time. Oh, I thought I blew you away. Quad killer again. Two of them. So, duo quads. Luckily, they got a pretty easy pattern. They'll fire... oh, come on, no. I'm not taking that hit. Luckily, they fire in one of the directions first, and then the other one after. So it's pretty easy to dodge around them. You just got to pay attention to how they shot last. Yeah, stuff gets thick around here, and the speed and flicker do not help. Luckily, you can push the Flotsam around. And the Jetsam, I suppose. Meet George Jetsam. He's nothing but trash. Yeah, we get our music back. And we gotta recover, so we should be right near the boss. Yeah, that's hard to get through without taking at least a little damage. We got the boss here. Yeah, the one ain't getting around that. Yeah, this is a multi-stage boss, so even after that's done, we're not finished here. Probably better is to keep the satellites facing forward to try and get rid of those things before they can do much to you. But, yeah, as you can see, this battle is still pretty frenzied. And I'm botching that up pretty badly. I seem to have this wonderful ability to just steer myself right into the bullets. It's like, hey, I just got new armor and I want to test it out. Yep. There's another one of these things that would be far beyond my skills were it not for rewind. But there you go, just have to pound on the bastard. That was the Astro Tube. This episode's ROM dump was made possible by Mike Panza, Rick in Baltimore, D.I.O.D., the post-production work of Matthew Carr Anderson, and all my SCAT-illogical lycanthro fans. Thank you very much for your continued support. Until we game again.